Patreon.com/the Walk-Off Podcast. $4 a month gets you in there.
If you're watching this right now and you haven't hit the like button, Billy, get on it. Bug your brother. Tell him to do the same.
So Alek Manoah takes the bump yesterday. Struggled a little with control in the first inning. Gave up that run. The Blue Jays already had a 3-run lead, so that was the thing that surprised me a little bit. Is normally if you give Alek Manoah a lead, like a 3-0 lead like that, he settles in naturally and just kind of goes about his business.
He's not trying to overdo anything.
No, he stays within himself. That wasn't really the case yesterday. It was really interesting because I don't know how you felt, dude, but he just didn't seem comfortable the whole time he was on the mound.
Well, I don't want to even put this into the world, but this is in my brain, and I'm just thinking the feelings I have about how Alek Manoah did yesterday are kind of similar to how I felt after his first ever playoff game. I hope this isn't a trend, Scott, but so far 2 for 2 with his big stage starts have not gone well.
Are you legitimately worried though?
What I'm asking you is Alek Manoah not a big game pitcher?
I don't think that's the case. I really don't think that's the case. I really believe that this game yesterday needs to be isolated and taken out of the rest of his body of work for a few reasons. Number one, this is the first time that Alek Manoah in a regular season game was using pitch calm and was calling his game. He was in the Scherzer and the Verlander where he was kind of calling the pitches to Kirk that was coming. He was struggling a little bit with it, and I know that Buck Martinez mentioned on the broadcast. I mean, Buck was hating that he was using pitch calm. I'm not going that far. I think pitch calm is a very useful tool.
Every catcher who calls a game or as a broadcaster is going to be annoyed with that, right?
Absolutely. For sure. But he hadn't done it before. Even last year, PitchCom was obviously completely available to everybody, but Alek Manoah chose to have Kirk call the games. And with the pitch clock and just needing to get into that faster rhythm, it just makes a lot of sense for pitchers to, for the most part, call their own games from time to time, just to keep that rhythm moving. And he just looked uncomfortable doing it. I don't know if it was the pitch clock or if it was the pitch calm itself or if it was nerves from game one. He just, again, didn't seem like the dialed in Manoah that Blue Jays fans are used to seeing.
Well, Scott, it's in my brain and it's all I can think about now. I'm trying to rack my brain if there has been another. I'm sure there has been a September outing against the Yankees, like playoff implications on the line, and he just shows up and balls out. But not that opening day is like a high stakes game.
Yeah.
But it is a big moment, right? And it just reeks of maybe it's youth. Maybe it's all it is youth. But it just, I feel like, I don't know if he's gripping the ball too hard or whatever cliche you want to throw out at it.
It's early too, though, dude. It's early too, right? Game 1 of 162.
Just saying, maybe this is a factor in him starting game 2 of the playoff series this fall. I don't know. I'm really trying I'm trying to talk myself out of spiraling right now is what's happening. So I just need you to help me cope so that I don't panic, because I have no interest in a pitcher that is a Cy Young all season and then has a 5 career ERA in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
We're taking 2 games that there are so many different factors going on here. Like if you really wish to break down that game 1 of the wild card game, like he just gave up that 3-run home run. And then he only allowed 1 more run for the rest of the time pitching. Like, it happens. I just feel like comparing these two games are
Okay,
apples and oranges.
you're right. You're right. Look, and it's a very small sample size. It's 2 outings.
Yes,
But what do we always say? A good small sample size better than a bad
better
small
than
sample size.
it is. It is.
Okay.
And I think this is a natural transition to this next topic, because I do believe that one of the things that really threw Manoah off, and yes, he wasn't really dialed in the whole time, but in that 4th inning, right, when he kind of gave up the big home run there, they had switched from Manoah calling his pitches to Kirk calling his pitches. Now, Kirk was struggling with his pitch comm to get it going so that they could do the reverse, right?
Mhm.
And as he's struggling with this equipment malfunction, he ran out of time and the umpire called a ball against them, which honestly, I'm all for the pitch clock. I think we both are. I think we've made that very clear. But my God, dude, some common sense would sure go a long way in a scenario like that. Like, how much
Well,
faster? What's calling a ball against him going to? How is that speeding the game up?
okay, so let's talk pitch clock and then real quick and then get back to
Yeah,
Alejandro Kirk so we're not spending 15 minutes on the pitch clock. But there were several instances that made you kind of raise your eyebrows yesterday at how things like the ump has so much discretionary power as to like when the pitch clock starts, right? Like
yeah,
if you're the batter and you swing out of your shorts and fall down, it's up to the umpire behind the plate to decide, okay, like give him a moment to like get up, dust himself off and then start the clock, right? Uh, I saw highlights in the Mets game of Pete Alonso. uh, there was a foul. Pete Alonso's on first base. There's a foul ball, but he obviously takes off on contact, goes down to 2, jogs back to first. Well, he wasn't jogging fast enough. So there was a pitch clock violation on the base runner, Pete Alonso,
oh
because
my
he
God.
wasn't hustling back to first enough, which is just dumb for so many reasons, right? Like these are details that need to get worked out. Another issue that I had, I think it was in the 9th inning of the Blue Jays game, pitch count violation on or pitch clock. I keep calling it pitch clock violation on the Cardinals pitcher while Vladdy was in the box. But it was one of those like split second bang bang kind of calls. Uh, he's just getting ready to deliver his pitch. Illegal pitch is called, but he still delivers the ball. And
Yeah, because
I
he was
think he
in. He was.
dirted it or he airmailed it or whatever. But like we are going to run into a situation this year where that pitch gets thrown and the batter swings, right? And like, okay, if it's a strike, you just say, no, that was an illegal pitch. That's a ball. Like, don't worry about it. But what happens if that's a ball in play, right? What happens if that's a game-winning home run? What happens if even that's a sharp grounder down the third baseline and Vladdy's saying, no, I defer the penalty. I'll take the triple that I just hit. And then Nolan Arenado's going, well, I saw time was called, so I didn't even make a play on it, right? Like it's one of these, it's a messy
And
situation waiting to happen, right?
this is where again I can't reiterate it enough. Common sense. Like, if all of this discretion is given to the umpire, use it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
hey,
The truth is, dude, the truth is there are going to be some kinks to work out in this new system, and I think they are still working at it. And the dream is, if there is an ongoing problem with this, that they're not so hard-headed as to not try and tweak it.
my only concern, I love your optimism. My only concern with that is this is the same group of people who can't be trusted to call a strike zone accurately. This is a union of workers who love putting their stamp on the game.
Yes.
Not all of them, but enough
No,
of them, right?
the
There's
ump show
enough.
exists.
The ump
The
show
ump show
exists, right?
exists.
So if this is a way to like get back at a guy, right, and like the whole hurry up offense, or not the the hurry up clock where it's like, hey, this guy's I don't get along with this pitcher so well, right? Or he made me look bad last game, or this catcher or this hitter or whatever. Maybe you get a quicker starting of that clock than usual, right? Maybe things are just called a little bit tighter. It's
Yeah.
I
The
don't like it.
the double standards is what was bothering me yesterday. Like Kirk got dirt in his eye, shut it down.
Yeah.
Let's get it out here, and that's good.
Yep.
But then his equipment malfunctions, and they're like, no.
Yeah. Too bad. So
Ball.
sad. Yeah. It's
I mean,
messy.
what's done is done. It didn't wind up costing them the game anyways. They did win. The W is all that matters. And this game's behind them. And I think that's how the Blue Jays as a team are going to see this and move forward. But just as a fan, those were little things that really stuck out to me that just got in my craw,
I do think that we're going to have loads of instances over the next 161 games where we are screaming to the high heavens that we lost the game because of this stupid rule. But I think we also just need to compose ourselves and remember that there's probably also going to be a handful of games where we won because of that rule, where it does go our way. So like, as much as it's easy to get frustrated in the moment, and I know I can just crystal ball see all the podcasts where we're doing that. We're saying we got ripped off, we got a called third strike that shouldn't have been, or blah blah blah. It is going to go both ways. So future Adam, just relax and remember that we're going to steal a couple along the way as well. It is what it is. Alejandro Kirk, anything else to add?
No, not really. That's basically what went down, and it is what it is. And I just hope that as games get played and scenarios like this come up, that Rob Manfred and Major League Baseball can go to the umpires and kind of give a list of, listen, this is what we need you to try and concentrate on doing. Use a little bit of discretion, use some common sense, dirt in the eyes, equipment malfunction, stuff like this shouldn't be where they're trying to save 2 seconds and then penalize the team. That's not Pete Alonso not running hard enough back to first base is not where they should be trying to save that 1 second, right?